Well, my tryst with horses started when I was 10 years old. I felt I was always in love with horses as a little child, riding on ponies in the hill stations. But it was actually when I was in somewhere after my 10 years that I joined a small riding club and started riding. And from then on, it was no looking back because the passion grew more and more.
So my name is Isabel and I'm originally from Austria in the heart of Europe, and I have come to India in 2007 for the first time, and I fell in love with the country and the people and of course the horses. So I'm now in the country since a long time, and I really enjoy being around horses. I enjoy horse riding. So I started horse riding at the age of 5 years. And since that time, I have always found horses around me. And what I'm doing currently is I am teaching a team of about 10 national level competition riders, mostly into the dressage, that's more like dancing with the horses. And I'm also a corporate leadership coach. That means I help senior leaders how to refine the communication and their relationship amongst their teams with the help of horses. So that's something very new and very exciting.
I played polo for the Madras team and for the Officers Training Academy in Chennai. In those days it was called Officers Training School. And I played a lot of polo. I have about 44 major cups which I have won with my team, and individually with horse racing, with equestrian events like tent pegging. Of course, jumping was at a different level then. Then I went away from the scene for some time to get involved with my business somewhere after the mid-70s. And then in 1985, I made a comeback because my children were 10, 11 years old. And I was a little shocked to find that the horse riding activities had died down and there was only people riding for a recreational purpose. So I took upon myself a resolution that I will bring the sport back. And so I started, I took charge of a riding unit that was there in the race course, and with the support of the custodian, then an IAS officer, we started the Madras Riding School.
I came right to this place in 2008 when Mr. Kishore Futnani, who is now my father-in-law, he invited me to give some horse riding classes to the students over here, and I did that. And I remember that I have been really fascinated by the greenery around here, because when you go to Chennai, you always think it's like a concrete city and everything is really hot, but over here it's actually very comfortable, and I love the nature and the greenery around here. That just adds to the charm of the place.
So we started the Chennai Equestrian Academy in 1997, 3rd of February. And then later on, it changed to Chennai Equitation Center in 2010, when we changed this to a new trust, in which basically my family is the trustees. Main idea of setting up this was my passion to see the sport grow. It's an amazing sport. Unfortunately, most riding clubs are more places where people go for having some fun, recreation, not really serious riding, learning it by the book correctly, not engaging good, high-class instructors. So with that in mind, we started this and we have progressed well because I brought up this sport completely in South India. Here in Chennai, then in Pondicherry, I helped a lady there to set up a riding club called Red Earth Riding School, which is very active now. In Bangalore, the Embassy Builders Group, they started riding club, and since 27 years I have been involved with them from day one. I have trained their team of all the organizers, conducted number of national shows, international shows in Chennai and in Bangalore and in Pondicherry and in Ooty. In Ooty also every summer. It's the only place we can conduct shows because of the weather. So either at Lawrence School in Lovedale, Ooty, where then headmaster was very fond of equestrian, and then with the army grounds in Wellington, we organized a lot of shows and they picked up, and South India has picked up extremely well. Today the best horses and riders in the country are mostly from South India.
When you are around the horse actually impacts you just with their heart rate and their vibration of the heart. And because the heart is so big, it's 5 times bigger than our heart, you get a big electromagnetic field around them. And being around horses will, one, calm you down and relax you a little bit, get a little bit that stress off your shoulders. And the next part is that they respond so quickly to your face, to your body language. They can kind of read your heart rate also. They can feel if you're nervous, if you're confident around them. And they really, they are amazing animals. If you look at history, the horse has been one of the most crucial animals to humans in the whole history, because otherwise the travel would have never happened like that. So the past few thousands of years, the horse has always been on the side of humans. And you can even see in the history of India, the great leaders had horses and they had a very deep relationship with them, and they understood it is not like a car. You can, of course, ride from A to B and cover a long distance in a short time. But it really depends on your way of connecting with the animal. It's almost like a marriage. You get to know that person or that animal in detail, and you need to be okay with them having some points and some troubles which you need to overcome, and then they have some good traits as well. So you need to find that balance in that relationship. So when people come here, I would say they are amazed that a place like this in Chennai even exists. And that's a big credit to my father-in-law, Kishore Futnani, because he built that place with a vision in mind that we can provide something to young children and even adults, which is going to give them that peace of mind. It's going to give them a little bit of an escape from the busy life, and basically come back to the roots and to the ground, where you say, I mean, here we have mostly sand ground, and it is like you would go to a farm somewhere very, very outside the city, where things sometimes work a little bit differently. And we work with animals, so we don't need much tools or gadgets or anything like that. It's really of you immersing yourself in a very different environment, and nature has a lot of positive impacts on us.
Natasha Nidirajan. I'm 15 years old. I started riding when I was 7 years old, but then I took a break, so I've currently been riding for 4.5 years. My mother brought me to this center. My first encounter was scary. I was nervous. It was a completely new experience. But I knew at first that I loved this sport and it's definitely something that I wanted to pursue. I've represented the India team twice in the FEI, and I've also won multiple national medals and awards. And my last achievement was in December. I won a gold and a bronze medal. I learned that in this sport, it's completely different from other sports because it's a partnership with an animal. It's not a human. They're going to have different moods and they're not going to be able to convey it to you. So it's incredibly important to build a bond with your horse, and that's the only way that you can get to higher levels and compete.
My name is Kevin, and I've loved horses ever since I was 4. And during COVID, we were passing this place and I was like, Mom, I want to go riding, I want to go riding. So then I came here, then I just fell in love with horses. So in 2022, I won first place in nationals. 2023, it wasn't that good, but I still got team second. And now this year, 2024, I'm hoping to win nationals again.
I am Puna. I released a horse like 2 or 3 years ago. His name is Grand Duke. Like 2 weeks before, I was in Bangalore. This equestrian embassy thingy, I won 1 gold and 1 silver in the EPL, and then got qualifiers for JNEC. Here in IDDL, I won like 17 golds and 1 silver and then 2 bronzes, and then outside I won many.
I'm Deekshit, so I've been riding for 3 years. When I started my riding at 9, the first thing I came here, I just got fainted. I got shocked about the trees and the environment here. Like last year, I started my jumping. First, all year first, they'll go to Pondicherry. There's a horse show called Red Earth. There's a competition area called Red Earth Riding School. So they conduct RELs, which are the national qualifier rounds, and they conduct normal competitions. So first I went to the REL. I cleared it 60. For dressage you have to get 60 above. For jumping you just get a clear round without the pole knocking out.
My name is Arnav Vijay. I've been riding for 1.5 years. So my mom's friends, a lot of them, their daughters have been riding here for a long time. They've done many accomplishments. And my dad wanted me to start riding, me and my sister start riding, because he's a very, he's very nice rider. He wanted us to get into the sport. I'm a very animal person. Animals, I give my heart and soul for them. I love them. So once they told me, oh, you're going to start horse riding, I was thrilled. I was really bursting. So this experience has been really nice. When I came here, I got on a horse. First encounter, same. I was a little nervous, but same time I was very excited because I can connect with the horse and know what they're thinking. I need to gain the trust of the horse. That's when I realized you just need to feel the horse.
The main thing about the equestrian sport that you must understand, which a lot of people miss out, is it's a partnership between the horse and the rider. And like in any sport, if you want to be successful at high levels, you must have the burning desire, the passion. You need money power to support you. You need good teachers. You need good horses. If you have all those things, you can make it happen. Important thing in the equestrian sport is that you have to interact with an animal, which is a living being like you. So you have to build an equation and a relationship with the animal. Now there are many cases where you find a horse is very successful with somebody, total failure with somebody else. So it's like you have to be able to find the right combination. So you have to be able to find the right partnership between a horse and a rider. Also, horses are living beings. They have their own health issues, things like that. So you need to find a couple of horses so that you can compete at higher levels. And I think the development is going on. There are other riding clubs coming up all over the country. We have almost about 50, out of which about 10 are imported horses from Europe, which are the best suited for, we call them as warm bloods, the best suited for events like jumping and dressage. And then for other smaller events, we have these ex-racehorses, the thoroughbreds, which are retrained. So ex-racehorses doesn't mean they are bad, doesn't necessarily mean they're old. It just means that they were not good enough in horse racing. But they can be fantastic in other. So the question is again to be able to find the right trainers to retrain them.
While horse riding is always seen as being this for strong man, yeah, it is actually not the case. Women and even small girls can connect as well with a horse because they have a different way of communication. And that you will see with the horse, while it's a huge animal weighing 500 kg or even more, if you give the right kind of communication, it actually responds very, very easily.
And sporting horses imports were not allowed in India. So all the riding clubs used to pick up discarded race horses and train them for equestrian sport. Now equestrian sport includes many types of sports, whether it starts with horse racing, polo, which is like hockey on horseback at a tremendous speed, jumping, dressage, eventing, tent pegging. There are many what you call disciplines in the equestrian sport. I excelled in polo, which is also called the king of the sports and the sport of the kings. You need a very big heart because accidents are quite common there, quite happening. I myself have broken my cheek and my leg and my thumb, but never gave up with broken and with fractures. I continued to play till we won the cups. And we never came back from any tour in India without the cup. The Madras polo team, wherever we went, we always came back with the cup.
Most beautiful in the sport is that that you are in touch with nature and you are in touch with an animal which comes across to you without any preconceived ideas. Yeah, when you meet people, it always depends what clothes you wear, what education you have, what position you hold in the company, who are your parents maybe. And with a horse, it all doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which position you have. It doesn't matter from which family you come. It doesn't matter if you are small or tall or a little heavier or very slim. They don't care. It doesn't matter which kind of color of t-shirt you wear. They really look at you from the inside. And I think this is the most beautiful thing which we can all learn from the horses, to more look deeper on the inside of us to our heart and connect with our hearts rather than connect just with our eyes and our analytics. So the horses really bring us back to that connection of how we can connect heart to heart.
Well, we don't really have too many. So we've had people like the actors Prabhu, and then there was Kamal who was very involved with horses. There was Gautami who rode for a short time. Then there was this Vikram who was now, when he started his career, he came and did some riding here. There are some people, actually Karthik is there. But celebrities, yes, from the business houses like Mr. A.C. Muthaya, Mr. M.M. Ramasamy, there are many people. But not so much from the film world, because this involves a lot of hard work. They don't have the time. Plus, there is a certain amount of risk factor which is involved. But risk is everywhere. Even walking on the street is dangerous today. And I have had in my experience here a lot of students who have more injuries in playing basketball than in equestrian. But people still play basketball. It doesn't mean that risk is a part of anything that you want to do. We have approximately about 25 people who do all the work. We have people like the grooms who look after the horses. We have stable managers and supervisors. We have riding instructors at different levels. We have 5 teachers here. From the base level, where a beginner starts, somebody holding the horse so that the beginner can concentrate on his position and balance to the highest level, which you have seen our competitors riding. We have teachers at all levels, roughly about 25 to 30 people maximum. My goal, the Indian flag must fly in the Asian Games and the Olympics in equestrian. We should be proud, we should make the country proud. Unfortunately, the sport was dominated by the army, but now it's being taken over by the civilians. So I do think we will bring out champions in the near future. It takes a little time. You have to go up the ladder. But we are at it.
Provoke lifestyle in the pulse.